Oman Investment Authority signs a memorandum of cooperation with Japan to explore investment opportunities in the semiconductors industry. $19 billion Omani riyals is the volume of investments in the special economic zones, free zones and industrial cities by the end of 2023. And several governorates are witnessing varied intensity rainfall as the low-pressure weather condition is expected to continue until Sunday. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq received a written message from His Majesty King Abdullah II Ibn al-Hussein, King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, relating to aspects of existing cooperation between the two countries in various fields within the framework of the good bilateral relations that bind them together. His Majesty the Sultan received the message when he received at Al-Baraka Palace this morning His Excellency Ayman Al-Safadi, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriate Affairs of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. During the meeting, His Excellency the guest conveyed the greetings and wishes of His Majesty the King and His Majesty the Sultan for good health and happiness and Omani people, further progress and prosperity. For his part, His Majesty the Sultan asked His Excellency the guest to convey his greetings and best wishes of good health and happiness to His Majesty the King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and the Jordanian people, further progress and prosperity. During the meeting, they emphasized the strong bilateral relations between the two countries, in addition to discussing the latest developments in the Palestinian territories and efforts aimed at a ceasefire. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, and His Excellency Amjad Jamil Al Kahiwi, Ambassador of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq received separately at Al-Baraka Palace today credentials of ambassadors of several countries appointed to the Sultanate of Oman. His Majesty the Sultan received credentials of the following ambassadors: His Excellency Sheikh Mubarak bin Fahad bin Jasim Al Thani, Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary Ambassador of His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. Her Excellency Anna Etskrugemha, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of His Excellency Joe Biden, President of the United States of America, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency Alfredo Cesar Martino Leone, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of His Excellency Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, President of the Federal Republic of Brazil, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency Abdul Salam Hatamov, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary by His Excellency Dr. Shavkat Mirzayev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency Musa Farhang, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary by His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Raisi, President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. During the sidelines of the meetings with His Majesty the Sultan, Their Excellencies the Ambassadors conveyed greetings of their countries, leaders and their best wishes of good health, happiness and a long life to His Majesty. They also wished the Omani people further progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty. They also expressed their great honor and delight at presenting their credentials to His Majesty the Sultan. They affirmed to exert sincere efforts to promote relations of the respective countries with Oman in various spheres in the manner that serves the joint interests of the Omani people and their country's citizens. His Majesty the Sultan welcomed the ambassadors, expressing his gratitude to their leaders, greetings and best wishes. His Majesty affirmed that they would receive all support from him, the government and the Omani people to facilitate carrying out their duties. The credentials presentation ceremony was attended by the Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, the Foreign Minister, the Commander of the Royal Guard of Oman, the Head of the Royal Protocols, and the military aides to His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Dr. Thomas Jozkuk, President of Hungary, on the occasion of his being sworn in as President of Hungary. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, His Highness Sayyid Harib bin Thuwaini Al Saeed will patronize tomorrow the conclusion of His Majesty the Sultan's Cup Festival for Camels 2024 at Al Falaj race course in the Wilaya of Barakah, organized by the Royal Court Affairs, represented by the Royal Camel Corps. 6 rounds will be held on the closing day of the festival, including a number of show segments, fun traditional arts, and various musical pieces. Oman Investment Authority signed a memorandum of cooperation with the Japanese Ministry of Economy, Commerce and Industry with the aim of exploring opportunities in the semiconductors industry and encouraging investments in the fields. More details in the following report.
Oman Investment Authority continues its efforts to enhance its investments in advanced modern technologies and transfer them to the Sultanate of Oman. In realization of these efforts, Oman Investment Authority signed a memorandum of cooperation with its Japanese counterpart.
We're extremely pleased to sign this agreement, this memorandum of understanding with Fuji from Japan, which we consider as a very experienced player in the field of small-scale domestic wastewater treatment plants. We have signed this agreement for a trial period of 3 months, whereby we're going to be assessing the feasibility of this project and then hoping that in the future we can implement and meet the demands of customers that are far away from the network currently.
Additionally, Nama Water Services Company signed an agreement for the household unit sewage initiative with the Japanese company Fuji Clean. The goal of this agreement is to conduct accreditation tests based on the pilot project to ensure the performance of the decentralized sewage treatment technology manufactured and provided by the Japanese company.
Yeah, pleasure for us to make a contract with Oman Nama, and we are very excited to proceed our project in Oman. So our company is our company's product is on-site wastewater treatment facility. So we are very happy to introduce our system in Oman.
The Memorandum of Cooperation aligns with the national focus on manufacturing semiconductors by attracting international players to the local industrial scene in Oman. This also includes developing and enabling national talents in this field, which covers many industries, including electronics, telecommunications, renewable energy, medicine, car manufacturing, data storage, and electronic and wireless products.
The Public Authority for Special Economic Zones and Free Zones (OPAZ) held its media briefing for the year 2024. More details in the following report.
The Public Authority for Special Economic Zones and Free Zones (OPAZ) held its annual media meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to highlight the achievements of OPAZ and the regions under its supervision in 2023, as well as to outline the total targets and plans for 2024.
This year it was about the achievement of 2023 in the authority and also within our partners in the other zones, be it free zones, special economic zone and industrial cities. We have given a brief about our achievement in terms of bringing new investment to this state, about the number of employees that we have, also about our new project, project about developmental project in the states, also the programs that we have created to attract new investors, about the investment opportunities.
One of the key topics discussed during the media meeting was the growth of investments in several vital sectors, including green energy, metal, pharmaceutical, and petrochemical industries. OPAS currently oversees a total of 22 areas, which include 14 special economic zones, such as the Special Economic Zone at Duqm and Khazain Economic City, 3 free zones, including the Sohar Free Zone, Salalah Free Zone, and Al Mazyuna Free Zone, and 9 industrial zones operated by the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates Madain. Additionally, 8 other zones are currently being developed, 2 of which are economic zones, and the rest are free zones. Furthermore, there are 5 industrial zones spread across various governorates of the Sultanate of Oman.
Today, we've been able to share our 2023 performance, which resulted mainly in a key milestone, like attracting of 727 million Riyal Omani of FDI in different business sectors. Currently, our total FDI reached 4.7 billion Riyal Omani.
This year has been remarkable. I mean, we have registered over 60% in terms of growth. The fact is, this is something that is it's just a remarkable one. And we are now, just to make sure that we see some of this project we're talking about start materializing in Duqm, and we're looking to other projects that are also associated with this project. The most critical thing, we're looking at most of those projects to the downstream part as well as the IC of those projects. So this will put Duqm actually as another hub another business hub, and also will create the real industrial base in Duqm to connect Duqm to the rest of the regional as well as the global market.
The most prominent achievements of Khazain Economic City last year, 2023, is the total investments value in the city reached 430 million Riyal Omani. We are focusing in very major economic sectors such as the logistics sectors, pharmaceutical sectors, as well as the food sectors, industrial sectors. We have managed to attract FDIs in Khazain with a total value of 580 million US dollar, and also the local investment has reached almost 420 million US dollar.
It's noteworthy to mention that OPAS announced during its annual media meeting that the cumulative committed investment in all regions until the end of December 2023 amounted to approximately 19 billion Omani Riyals. OPAS leads the way with new achievements in their special economic zones and free zones here within the Sultanate of Oman. This was revealed during their media meeting of 2024. For Oman TV, Ahmed bin Hilal al-Busaidi, Muscat.
Rain of varying intensity fell on a number of governorates of the Sultanate of Oman as a result of being affected by an air depression. The rains included a number of wilayas in the governorate of Muscat, Dhafar, South Al-Batna, North Al-Batna, Al-Braymi, Al-Dhahira, and Al-Dakhliya, leading to the flow of wadis. The National Center for Multiple Hazards Early Warning at the Civil Aviation Authority indicated in Alert Number 3 that heavy thunderstorm accompanied by active downward winds and hailstones will continue to fall during the day today in the governorates of Al-Dhahira, Al-Dakhliya, North Al-Sharqiya, South Al-Sharqiya, and Al-Wusta. Rainfall amounts range from 20 to 60 millimeters, leading to the flow of wadis, with continued chances of a rain of varying intensity over the rest of the northern governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. The sea wave height on the coast of Musandam Governorate and the Sea of Oman ranging from 2 to 3.5 meters. On the advent of the holy month of Ramadan, the Ministry of Labour announced the official working hours for employees during the holy month. it was decided that the official working hours for employees during the holy month of Ramadan in the units of the state administrative apparatus will be flexible working hours starting from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The head of the unit may determine the hours of attendance and dismissal that suits the work of the unit in light of the established working hours as follows: from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The maximum working hours for Muslim workers in private sector establishment is 6 hours per day for 13 working hours per week. Still to come in our news bulletin. The University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Zohar, inaugurated the second international conference on environmental science and engineering for sustainable development. Welcome to the news. The National Records and Archives Authority inaugurated the permanent historic and documentary exhibition of the Royal Cemetery in Zanzibar. The opening of the exhibition comes after the completion of the maintenance and restoration of the cemetery to highlight historic evidence based on documents and facts and to preserve them to tell the tales of Omani history. In its 3 halls, the exhibition focuses on documents on the dates of deaths of Omani personalities and the periods in which they lived. The exhibition also showcases photographs and excerpts from Arabic newspapers published in Zanzibar and the European newspaper that covered the deaths of Omani personalities in Arabic, English, or Swahili. The opening of the exhibition was held under the patronage of His Excellency Mudrik Soraga, Minister of Tourism and Cultural Heritage in Zanzibar, and with the attendance of His Excellency Dr. Hamid bin Mohammed Al Dhayani, Chairman of the National Records and Archives Authority. Yeah. Vice Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis Al-Raisi, Chief of Staff of Sultan Armed Forces, received in his office today His Excellency Daniel Shapiro, U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Middle East Policy, and his accompanying delegation that is currently visiting the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged views and discussed several military topics of common interest. Building on the achievements of its first iteration, the University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Zohar, inaugurated today the second international conference on environmental science and engineering for sustainable development. The opening ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Mahad bin Saeed Ba-Owain, Minister of Labour. More details in the following report.
Under the theme, Towards a Green Future, the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Zohar held the second edition of the International Conference on Environmental Sciences and Engineering for Sustainable Development. The event brought together 71 working papers from around 9 countries, highlighting pressing environmental sustainability issues. One of the key topics discussed was carbon neutrality in the Sultanate of Oman.
This conference will enhance the satisfaction or satisfying the goals in Oman Vision 2040 in terms of education, learning, enhancing the research itself, enhancing the QS ranking of the universities in Oman. In addition to this, it enhances as well all the pillars related to the environment. We hope that we will enhance, inshallah, and support the level or the scores, the ranking of the Sultanate in different aspects and in different parameters related to the Vision Oman 2040.
I showcased some very fundamental work that we are carrying out at the University of Edinburgh, trying to understand better how liquids interact with solid surfaces. This is very important because such interactions, they are everywhere. And when the liquid is not in equilibrium with its vapor, it undergoes phase change. And as a liquid evaporates or condenses, it encompasses both mass transfer and energy transfer. And there are many current processes that they utilizes both evaporation and condensation, such as steam cycles in electricity generation, air conditioning units in refrigeration, loop heat pipes, solar evaporators, water harvesting. So there are many applications that we can actually make more efficient if we are able to understand and implement different surfaces. And by making these applications more efficient, we can actually make a more sustainable processes that at the end of the day will lead us to a carbon neutral society.
The event was a platform for showcasing 28 scientific research posters. It aimed at providing a space for scholars, industry professionals, and students to present their latest work and projects concerning environmental issues.
My presentation is focused on the use of ammonia as a media for transporting hydrogen. I believe that is a very special topic, especially for Oman, considering that Oman have big interest to produce and export hydrogen. And it's proven, well documented, that for long distance transport of hydrogen, that the use of hydrogen is the best means for transporting hydrogen.
Our project is about a study to evaluate the desulfurization of Omani petroleum fraction using solvent extraction. As we all know that petroleum is one of the most important and expensive products consumed globally, and sulfur appears in different forms and quantities in petroleum, but this is undesirable. So it is very necessary to eliminate and remove the sulfur from petroleum fraction.
The two-day conference will delve into a variety of pressing topics, including circular economy, nanotechnology, renewable and alternative energies, material science and its practical applications, engineering design for sustainability, artificial intelligence applications, the Internet of Things and its many applications, biological and environmental sciences, as well as human behavior and social influences on environmental sustainability. The conference deliberations are expected to identify strategic nature-based solutions that can help preserve the environment and support sustainable development efforts. From the Wilaya of Suhar, Salih Bakhalfan al-Rahbi, North al-Batina, Governorate.
The Academy of Strategic and Defense Studies organized a strategic lectures program for the year 2024. The program was held at the National Defense College. It included several lectures aimed at highlighting strategic issues and the repercussions of challenges facing the world currently, casting a shadow on the capabilities of countries and their political and economic systems. The lectures also discussed the geopolitical variables in the scientific approach based on research and analysis in order to define the most significant future plans and mechanisms to face the regional and international repercussions and challenges. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives a written message from His Majesty King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan relating to aspects of existing cooperation between the two countries. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives at Al Baraka Palace today credentials of ambassadors of several countries appointed to the Sultanate of Oman. Oman Investment Authority signs a memorandum of cooperation with Japan to explore investment opportunities in the semiconductors industry. $19 billion Omani riyals in the volume of investments in the special economic zones, free zones and industrial cities by the end of 2023. And several governorates are witnessing varied intensity rainfall as the low-pressure weather condition is expected to continue until next Sunday. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night and stay safe.